What's up, guys? Welcome back to Glowed Up and Woke. Today I just wanted to make this video in which we can examine and explore the nature of consciousness without bringing science into it. Just what is our direct experience. So, one way that I like to start this is to take a moment and look around and notice your field of vision and how it seems to be contained. It seems to have parameters. Right, so you can only see as far as whatever objects that are in front of you allow you to see. So if you take a moment right now and just look around, identify where your field of vision seems to end, like where the parameters. I don't have a leaf right here. I hope that's not too distracting. So yeah, once you have your field of vision and you define the parameters, like where the boundaries are, now extend your awareness beyond the parameters of your field of vision. So beyond what you can see now, there's obviously something there, right? So for me, I'm in a room and the walls of this room make up the parameters of my field of vision. But I know that beyond that wall is, the rest of the city that I live in keeps going. There's space, and then there's a tennis court, and then beyond that it goes all the way to the beach. So if you can notice that your field of awareness can expand beyond your senses, beyond the field of vision, beyond what you can hear, and beyond what you can smell or touch, you can extend your awareness beyond that. Now I want you to see how far this awareness can extend. Just take a moment and see how far you can extend your field of awareness. And when you can't seem to extend any further, notice if there's any boundaries or edges or borders to this field of awareness. And if you close your eyes and really reach for the limits of the field of awareness of your consciousness, and then open your eyes, can you see that everything in your field of vision is within the field of awareness? And can you see that even with your eyes closed, this field of awareness contains everything that we call the world? So whether your eyes are closed or open, the size of this field of awareness doesn't change. And it contains everything that we have ever perceived in the world. So this awareness in which our thoughts and sensations appear and disappear is also the same field in which the objects of the physical world appear and disappear. And the question is there anything outside of this field of awareness? Have you ever experienced anything outside of this field of awareness, or separate from this awareness? And as we explore that awareness, we begin to become more aware of the awareness. And the more aware of the awareness, which again is a field that serves like as a container, it's almost the container in which the objects of the world and of the mind arise and appear and then disappear. So if we can bring our awareness to the awareness, becoming aware of awareness, which is the space in which sensations, thoughts, and objects appear and disappear, then we become less fixated upon the content of consciousness. So it's consciousness or awareness as this big emptiness, this big field in which things appear and disappear. That includes our thoughts and our opinions, our sensations, our emotions, our physical body, and the objects in the physical world around us. Is there anything outside of consciousness? Is there anything that we can know or experience outside of this awareness? And if there is, what is it that knows that, or what is experiencing that? Can you become aware of consciousness through which you hear these words and see this image? So who is it that hears, and who is it that knows? Is it the thinking mind, which is producing content? Or is it the mind that is aware of that thinker? So there's a mind that we normally identify with in everyday life, and this is the thinking mind. It's analyzing, judging, planning, and doing. It's activity. It's like waves in the ocean, just activity. And then there's also an awareness of that thinker. So there's the mind that is the activity and the content, and then there's the mind that is the container or the space in which this is happening. And that mind is simply observing. It doesn't add and it doesn't take away. It doesn't label, it doesn't judge. It's simply observing. So becoming aware of that which is observing the content of our thoughts and our minds, and our feelings. Becoming aware of that we naturally expand, and the problems and concerns and worries of the constricted or contraction of mental activity, they seem to not affect us, because the content cannot affect the container. It's like shadows on the wall. The shadows on the wall can move around and come and go, and there can be an entire battle that goes on. But the wall itself will not be harmed, and neither will the light, which is casting these shadows on the wall. Neither the light nor the wall will be harmed in any way, will be affected or tainted or touched by anything that goes on in the shadows on the wall. So the content of the mind, the mental activity, it comes and goes and it changes all the time. But the container, that's the lack of a better word, this is an infinite, eternal awareness that has no parameters, but in which all the finite things come and go. The trick is to bring your awareness to that awareness and to notice the wall behind the shadows dancing, or the canvas upon which the world is painted by the mind, the activity, and the thoughts. So notice that there is this screen of awareness upon which your thoughts come and go. And then notice that this screen of awareness, this knowing, is the same, has not changed since you were a little boy or girl. Since your earliest memories, if you think back in your earliest memories, there's been this knowing, or this knower, this consciousness, awareness that hasn't changed and has been present in every experience that you've ever had. Has there ever been an experience separate from this awareness or outside of this awareness? And when you ponder on that, the more we get to notice or sense that who and what we are, the nature of the self, is not the content which comes and goes, the sensations or perceptions or thoughts or emotions, or even the physical body, which has been changing all along. But rather it is the awareness, the container, the space or the field in which these things come and go, the knower of these things. You are the knower of the content, not the content itself. So when we are able to do that, identify with that infinite awareness, then we can navigate the world at a higher level. We're receiving and sensing a greater picture of reality, a finer, like more pixels, more bits per second, faster data, because your connection to source, your source, your true self, the living quantum web of infinite consciousness, you're connecting to that at a higher, stronger signal, at a higher internet speed, you could call it. And therefore you're getting a finer, richer picture of the world, allowing you for a wider range of experiences and deeper meaning and greater range of options, and just a more relaxed, enjoyable state of being. So I invite you to practice getting to know this deeper self. Much love. I hope this is helpful.